What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we are going to be diving into the injury report from Thursday's practice for both the Indianapolis Colts and the Detroit Lions. And we also have some news as the Lions have released a player. So let's get it started.
You know, I got to shout out Dose of Dion, man, because it was actually the first time I went live on YouTube. And, you know, guys don't know Dose of Dion. He put out a lot of good content for the Detroit Lions.
Before we jump into the whole injury report side of things, just a couple of notes. First off, with practice squad, this is the little note here. The Lions have released Albert Huggins, the defensive tackle from the practice squad. I think he's actually been on it twice. If I'm not wrong, I think he's actually been there twice. We heard his name a lot. Okay, he's a player that's kind of in and out, helping them on the practice squad, giving them extra bodies. A while ago, the Detroit Lions brought in a different running back, Dalen Dawkins, to the practice squad. Then they released him just a few days later. Well, he is back. So Dalen Dawkins in, Albert Huggins out. That's a little practice squad update. Now let's get into the injury report and the player the Lions released. Welcome everybody to another video. Glad you guys are here. And yes, I'm just excited for this injury report update because yesterday the Lions didn't actually hold in a practice, right? They just had a walkthrough, so we really didn't get any updates there. But now they're back. This was a practice day for the Lions. The Colts continue to practice, and we have a lot of things that we need to talk about. So I'm super excited. As usual, I'm still working on my game plan video, so this one's going to be the offensive side of the ball, and I'm going really into detail with this one, like coverages and things like that. I'm trying to, at least. So that one's taking a little bit longer than maybe I was hoping, but I think it's going to be worth it. So I'll see you guys there when that comes out. But for now, let's go through this injury report. Let's start off with the Indianapolis Colts, who are the Lions competition. Now, I told you guys yesterday that they're pretty healthy, and that continues. Now, there are a couple of names that I do want to mention here. Tight end Mo Alley-Cox. Now, Mo Alley-Cox has been one of the best tight ends in the league so far this year. He's a former basketball player, and he's known as that guy that, hey, you can just throw it up and he'll go get the rebound. He's been really good. I believe PFF actually has him graded as the best tight end in the league. He has limited participation today with a knee injury. He did not participate yesterday, so that's probably some good news that he's getting back at it on Thursday. Friday may tell a lot of the story on whether or not he will play against the Detroit Lions. Definitely a name to keep an eye on. But if he can't go, they should be okay because they do have some good depth behind him. Guys like Jack Doyle dealing with something that's not injury related, but once again, no participation from him because of that. Also, Danico Autry, not injury related, listed yesterday. He had full participation, so he is back in practice. And for the most part, they're just pretty darn healthy. I mean, they had a lot of rest days, things like that yesterday, but they're pretty healthy. One name, however, to keep an eye on is Ryan Kelly, who is their starting center. He had no participation with a knee injury. That's a big name to keep an eye on. Their center is a big name because, like we talked about yesterday about Phillip Rivers, when you get that pressure in his face, that's when he tends to kind of throw off his back foot. You know, he doesn't have the same arm strength, and you can get some turnovers. So missing your starting center could be big time for this Detroit Lions defense that's seemingly getting much better. And Danny Shelton, we saw him get some pass rush last week. So if they're missing their starting center, you know that Danny Shelton, Nick Williams, those guys are coming in super excited. John Pennicini to help stop the run and potentially get some pressure. You know, hey, Shelton might be looking for a sack. I'm just saying, John Pennicini might be looking for a sack, and they may get one. So that's a name to keep an eye on big time. But apparently the Colts fans aren't too worried because the Colts said we have one of the worst front sevens in the NFL. Wow, they're going to be talking spicy like that. They've said a lot of spicy things, man. The Colts fans are speaking, not all of them, not some of y'all are cool. They're speaking spicy, though. So, I'm ready for this game. Hopefully, you know, Lions players really aren't too focused on social media, and I hope they're ready to go out there and play well. But for the most part, they're pretty darn healthy, so that's good. On to the Lions side of things. Here's what we're dealing with. Jalen Reeves-Maybin, no participation. He was a guy yesterday, not injury related. He's once again on that no participation. Again, I don't know what's going on with Jalen Reeves-Maybin, but we'll keep an eye out for him. But that's back-to-back days, basically listed as out, so we'll see what he looks like on Friday. Taylor Decker, limited participation with a shoulder injury. The good thing is he is practicing, it's just limited. I'm assuming that at this time of the season, these guys are just kind of taking it slow, and Matt Patricia is not, you know, making them do too much at practice if they're feeling sore, because there's no reason to do that, okay? They played enough games. They're just, it's more of mental right now. I feel like, okay, yeah, get your reps in practice, but you played for multiple weeks now. You're ready to go. And just make sure that you're not pushing them too hard in practice. Adrian Peterson with an abdominal injury, he is limited. We know he was sick last week. He was able to play. We'll keep an eye on Adrian Peterson, but still limited. Darrell Roberts, this is a big one. Lions slot cornerback because Justin Coleman has been out. Limited participation with a groin/hip injury. Okay, this is new. And Desmond Trufant, he's back in practice. Limited participation from Desmond Trufant with his hamstring. That's awesome. I mean, that's just really good for him. I'm so happy for him to be back in practice. That's great. I have no idea if he's going to play, but just to be back and listed as limited is great news. Now, I know what you guys are thinking. What about Justin Coleman? That's what everybody wants to know about Justin Coleman. I want to know about Justin Coleman. Well, Matt Patricia said this morning that he's getting better in practice. And yes, he will be practicing today, and he was not listed on the injury report. So I'm assuming he was full go today for the Lions. The question is, will he play Sunday? We thought potentially maybe he could have been activated last week. He wasn't. Could he play this Sunday? That's a big question. If Darryl Roberts can't go, the Lions are going to need Justin Coleman even more. So he could be activated. What did the Lions do today? They released their linebacker / special teamer, Elijah Lee. Elijah Lee has been released. He was a player that we signed this offseason about the same time we signed Reggie Ragland, I believe. So Elijah Lee has been released from the roster. Not a big surprise, though. He's been active for multiple games, so it's not a huge surprise that he is released from the Lions roster. But that just makes room either for Justin Coleman to return off IR or for Everson Griffin, because they technically have to release two players, or someone else has to get placed on IR or something. That way they can make space for both Justin Coleman and Everson Griffin to come in. I personally think that this move is, for right now, Everson Griffin. Even though he's not going to play, I think this is for Everson Griffin, because the Lions are probably trying to see how Justin Coleman does throughout the week. And if he's good to go on Friday, then they may release somebody Friday, get ready for game time, knowing that Justin Coleman could be in the lineup. So I think that's honestly what they're waiting for right now, but they have released Elijah Lee. I wish him the best of luck in his future. We'll see if it ends up back with the Detroit Lions, but that is your injury report. So just a lot of things to touch on there, man. Lions limited participation. I'm not too concerned about it. I think that's something where it's like, okay, just, take it kind of slow. And for Desmond Trufant, it's great news that he's back in practice. I mean, that's just really good for him. Hopefully this guy can be healthy. I really don't anticipate him playing this weekend, but we'll see. I'm not going to count it out. We'll see. And I think that Justin Coleman could be getting back on the field for the first time since week 1, which will be huge, especially if there's no Darryl Roberts. Let me know your thoughts, comments below. I'll see you guys later with the offensive game plan. Thank you for watching, and I'm out.